Hey there, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to address a topic that many of us have pondered at some point in our lives. Why do they return after no contact? Whether it's an ex, a friend who's drifted away, or someone you've been dating who's suddenly become distant, you've likely experienced that unsettling feeling of being ignored or overlooked. You've invested time, energy, and emotions into them, only to be met with silence or rejection. And now, here you are wondering, does no contact actually work? Will they come back? And if they do, why? Well, the good news is, yes, they can. But here's the truth. It's not as simple as just cutting off contact and waiting around. There's a deeper, more strategic psychology behind it. And today, we're going to break it down for you. This isn't just about playing games. It's about understanding human nature and using that understanding to empower yourself. 1. No contact is about shifting the dynamic. First, let's get this clear. No contact is not just about ignoring someone. It's not a childish game or a way to manipulate someone's emotions. No contact is a powerful tool that allows you to shift the dynamic of the relationship. By stepping back, you create space for the other person to realize the value of your presence. When they feel the absence of you in their life, it forces them to reflect on your importance in a way they never would have if you were always available. Remember, when you're always there, they often take you for granted. Absence is the tool that brings awareness. 2. Fear is the most powerful obstacle. Now, let's talk about the biggest enemy of no contact, fear. Fear is the voice in your head telling you that you're wasting time, that they'll forget about you, or that you're being ignored. Fear will convince you that you need to chase them down, send that text, or call. But let me be clear, fear is not reality. Fear only holds power if you let it control your decisions. The reality is that when you stand firm in no contact, you are giving yourself the chance to heal and regain your power. Fear is a reaction. Strength comes from taking control of your emotions and refusing to be manipulated by your insecurities. The longer you resist fear, the more confident you become in your own value. 3. Scarcity creates value. Here's a psychological truth. People don't appreciate what's always available. Think about it. If you have a favorite song and you listen to it every day, eventually, you get tired of it. But the moment that song is no longer accessible, you start to crave it. Scarcity increases value. When you step back and create emotional distance, you're introducing a sense of scarcity into the dynamic. They start to feel the void left by your absence, and suddenly, they realize how much they took you for granted. This isn't about playing games. It's about giving them a chance to reflect on your value in their life. 4. No contact isn't manipulative. It's empowering. One of the biggest misconceptions about no contact is that it's manipulative. But let me tell you, no contact is not about playing games or trying to get back at someone. It's about empowerment. By choosing not to chase or settle for breadcrumbs, you're showing them that you are whole on your own. Your presence is a gift, and you don't need them to complete you. When you stop reaching out, you're sending a powerful message. I am not waiting around for your validation. I am enough as I am. And if you can't see that, then this relationship isn't serving me. This is self-respect in action. It's not about playing hard to get. It's about taking care of your own emotional needs first. 5. Thrive without them. The most attractive thing you can do during no contact is to thrive without them. When they see that you are living a fulfilling life without their presence, it creates an undeniable contrast. Imagine this. They thought you would always be there, waiting for them, desperate for their attention. But when they see you happy, successful, and moving forward, without them, it triggers curiosity, regret, and a deep desire to reconnect. They may even wonder if they've missed their chance with you. This isn't about revenge. It's about showing them that you don't need them to be happy. Your happiness is not dependent on their presence. And when they realize that, they'll start questioning their place in your life. 6. The fear of replacement. Here's another reason no contact works. The fear of replacement. When you're constantly there for someone, they may begin to take your affection for granted, thinking that they can come and go as they please. But the moment you pull away, they realize that you might just find someone else who values you more and who is ready to commit to you in a way they never did. The idea that someone else could step in and fill the role they left behind is a powerful motivator. They begin to fear losing you to someone else. This fear can be subtle, but it's real. And it's often enough to make them reconsider their decision and want to come back into your life. 7. Challenge their ego. When you go no contact, you send a message to their ego, I'm not waiting for you. I don't need you to define my worth. For many people, this is a jarring wake-up call. They've gotten used to the idea that you'll always be there, that they have control over the dynamic. But when you pull back, they start to question their own importance in your life. This can trigger feelings of insecurity and a desire to reclaim what they thought was theirs. It's a challenge to their ego, and it's powerful enough to make them reach out. 8. Nostalgia and regret. As time passes, the human mind tends to romanticize the past. Nostalgia kicks in. When someone is no longer in your life, the mind tends to amplify the good memories, while minimizing the bad. This is especially true when they haven't fully appreciated what they had. Nostalgia makes them long for the bond you once shared, and often, it's this sense of longing that will make them want to reconnect. 9. Appreciating what they took for granted. When you were always there, they may have taken your presence, care, and loyalty for granted. But when you're gone, they realize how much you contributed to their life. They start to appreciate your value in a way they never did before. This realization can be a huge motivator for them to reach out and try to rekindle the relationship. 10. Setting boundaries shows self-worth. Finally, setting boundaries is key to making no contact effective. When you step back, you're showing them that you're not going to tolerate being undervalued. You are no longer available on their terms, but only on yours. Boundaries communicate that you respect yourself and that you won't settle for less than you deserve. This will shift the way they perceive you, no longer as someone who will always be there, but as someone who requires respect and mutual effort. And that shift can make them see you in a whole new light. Conclusion. At the end of the day, no contact isn't about manipulation. It's about reclaiming your power. It's about taking control of your life and showing the other person that your presence is a privilege, not a guarantee. When you understand your own worth and stop chasing validation, you create a dynamic where the other person begins to see the value you bring to their life. If they return, it's because they've realized what they had and want it back. But if they don't, you've already won, because you've discovered your own strength and emotional independence.